These poems are dedicated to all those whose lives have been spent in bringing peace to this planet. Wherever you are, I bow my head. May peace be on this earth. We are all united with the thread of love. May each one of us realize the garland of life.
Every day, I love you. I love the way you smile. I love the way you talk. I love the wisdom you have. I love the laughter from your voice. I love the compassion you have. You make my day brighter. You are the sun in my life. You understand my yearnings for life. We are on the same journey of life together. Isn't that amazing? We have combined the practical and the spiritual together. We have learned many beautiful lessons along the way. The depth of knowledge is increasing day by day. Our love is reaching deeper levels. We may be getting older, yet we are eternally young. We have that spark of life, which is ignited between us. Kindness is the name of the game. Kindness is the foundation of our relationship. Kindness is the spark from God. Kindness is what the world needs. We are kind to each other and the world at large. We think for ourselves at the same time are discovering our piece of the puzzle. Isn't that grand? Each and every human is in God's plan. In order to have peace on earth, we must all discover the jewel inside of us. I love the fact that day by day we are digging for the internal treasure. It makes a huge difference. Life has many curveballs which are thrown. If I make an effort and go inside, we can reside in the center of the hurricane. All is calm. All is at ease, peace, stillness. This is the place to be. We know that this journey is a practical journey. These are the tricks of the trade. All the great masters have talked about this. Discover your true essence within. It will make the journey of life more comfortable. Life has its many challenges. Yet we can hold on to each other and to God. That is an incredible thing. We know we are not alone. God is on the sidelines, watching us on this precious journey. He cannot play the game for us. Yet, we know that He is with us. That makes all the difference in the world. Every day, I love you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Every day I think about you. It wasn't always that way. When I was young, I had a different picture of God. They taught me that God was an angry God. I was told you were born a sinner. I was told to feel bad that Christ died on the cross. I said to myself, I didn't do that. Why should I feel like a sinner? But God died for our sins. Well, the world is not any better now. Look, I'm not knocking Christianity or any religion. Christ was indeed a great master. What can be better than the phrase, the kingdom of heaven exists inside? I've been meditating for many years. This has been my conclusion. I'm not a saint or a prophet. I'm just an ordinary human being, just like you. The great masters have all talked about which direction to go inside. Since then, every day, I think of you. You are keeping me alive. Behind the breath lies God. He has always been there. There really isn't anything to obtain. All we have to do is remove our blinders. We are the universe and just don't know it. Meditation allows an individual over time to be connected in each and every moment. We all have this custom built inside of us. We are hardwired to find God. We were built in His image. Mind you, God is not a human. God is incredible love, which created this universe. God is love. God is kindness. God is compassion. We need to bring these traits into this world. But how can I do this? Well, these seeds are already planted inside. Daily, pull out the negative weeds such as anger. If you are about ready to get angry, stop, look, and listen. You can diffuse anger by looking at it with your eyes and give kindness to the situation. Anyone can put gasoline on the fire, but kindness is putting water on the fire. This is a new way to approach life. Even if you don't believe in God, which by the way the Buddhists don't. Yet the Dalai Lama said, kindness is my religion. Practice kindness in each and every moment of the day. Every day, I think of you. Did you know that good old Albert Einstein lived in a world of fantasy? His teachers told him he would never amount to anything in life. He thought he was a little retarded. Boy, did he ever prove them wrong. Imagine with his fantasies he could actually visualize and solve the physics problems of his time. He used the image of a train traveling down the track to explain time. How many Einsteins are out there, yet forgotten because they aren't quite normal? Fantasy is a way to tap into the world within. It's a way to tap into the world of creations. Inventions don't come solely from the rational mind. Look at Da Vinci. He imagined things hundreds of years into the future. A rational mind cannot do that. Fantasy is a way to dive deep into the conscious mind or universal mind. By diving deep into the ocean, one can collect a precious thought. The rational mind can only skim the surface of the ocean. Yet in school and in life, we tell our kids to stop living in a fantasy world. We are cutting off the roots to the tree. No wonder kids escape from this world. You need an escape valve. I'm going to say this again. Living a spiritual life is the most practical thing you can do. It combines the principles of feet on the ground and head in heaven. This is what all the great masters taught. To solve problems, you must know that there's a solution to the problem. Fantasy is a way to combine the conscious and subconscious mind to find the solution. This is the way a human being is wired up. All the help is there. It's just inside of you. We're never taught this in school. In fact, we were taught the opposite. Isn't that a grand joke on us? The riddle of life lies inside, yet we don't know it. That's pure irony to me. So what am I trying to say? How about the greatest fantasy? You are the universe and just don't know it. You are stardust. You are an angel from God. Your true nature is kindness. You are not born a sinner. You are hardwired to find God. God exists inside of you. These are true fantasies. Go inside and discover your true nature. We have our cell phones, yet we feel so alone. Moment by moment, we text our family and friends. At times, we risk death to text a message while driving. Is any message you send or receive worth dying? What are we trying to feel? Are we like the ghosts drinking their whiskey, yet it goes through their empty bodies? Wherever I go, I see people looking down at their phones. I'm amazed every time I see someone with their back hunched, walking across the street, staring at their phones. Unfortunately, some have died that way. Look, I'm all for technology. I've been in this business for over 30 years. Yet, Technology is a tool. It can't bring lasting happiness. At times, I feel a cell phone is bringing people one more step in the opposite direction towards God. It's one more layer of dust covering the mirror of life. We are trying not to feel alone, yet the cell phone is distracting us from our true nature. Isn't that a joke? We are in constant contact with people, but how genuine is it? I see moms taking a stroll in the park, strolling their newborns for a walk. Unfortunately, they have a cell phone in their hand. This is the time to bond with a newborn. Did you know there's a communication that is beyond words? It's called love. When you are strolling your newborn, be in the love consciously with your newborn. She can feel it. She just came from God moments ago. She still knows her connection with God. She is not alone. Yet, if you're busy talking with someone else, she will notice that. Babies are super aware. Look, I'm not saying don't use your cell phone. I have one, yet I'm saying be aware. We need balance in our life. Be practical. Am I addicted with my phone? Why do entire families, when at a restaurant, all are on the phone? They are communicating with someone else, yet not with each other. No wonder we feel so alone. All the great masters have said that the cure to feeling alone is discover your true nature. It truly is simple. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Feel the magic in your life. Wow, you are alive. Today, you have the golden opportunity for another glorious day. Imagine Lord Stardust. Imagine you are the universe. Magic is all around. Yet, do we have eyes to see? The Creator exists inside of you. In my eyes, that's true magic. There are no gimmicks or sliding of the hands. God does not create an illusion of reality. All the great masters talk about the mysteries of life. Christ even said, "The kingdom of heaven lies within." What incredible magic that is. You are a magician. Unfortunately, you've forgotten that. As a magician, you can create the following: kindness, compassion, love, patience, tolerance. These are the ingredients to truly feel the magic in your life. Anger, greed, war, bullying, gossiping. These will lead humanity astray. Just look at our history. These qualities never solve the problem. They just put a band-aid on the problem. True magic is kindness in each and every moment. True magic is compassion for your fellow man. True magic is tolerant to other religions. Christ said, if you have faith, you can move mountains. How about diving inside yourself and find where faith comes from? My personal advice is see the magic in simple things. Look at your children. Look at your spouse. Go outside and look at nature. Even if you live in a city, look at the flowers growing in a broken lot. Look at the stars at night. See the love in your dog's eyes. See the curiosity in the cat. Look with brand new eyes. You can train to see with a new perspective of life. That's what these poems are all about. We want to remind you that you are special. Everyone is special in their own way. Everyone has true magic inside. Magic is everywhere. The entire universe is magical. Yet, magic exists in our daily life. Learn to solve this puzzle. You can do it. The world can change. Flaming stars streaking across the night sky. What sight to behold. When I was in Boy Scouts, we went for a 50-mile hike. I still remembered one night seeing thousands of shooting stars. It was like the cosmos was putting on a show. It was a rare treat to behold. At times, we never bother looking up at the sky. We forget there is a vast universe that we live in. At times I ponder and think, how incredible to make a living studying the stars. I think over time, the mind would get impressed by the vastness of space. I love watching both of the Cosmos series. It makes you think and ponder about the mysteries of life. Isn't it amazing that the mysteries of life are all around, and yet we don't see them? The signpost is everywhere. We are never alone. How grand we truly are. Yet we don't see our own grandness. We have shooting stars within us. The entire universe exists inside of us. I love the quote from Guru Nanak. Everyone knows the rain returns to the ocean. But how many people know that the raindrop contains the entire ocean? How beautifully said. We are the universe. We just don't know it. I guess this is why I write these poems or sayings. I love to watch thoughts drift to the surface, deep within my soul. I love to feel being alive. I love to ponder over the great mystery. I love to be silent. As a kid, I truly didn't understand this concept. I thought it was weird when monks were silent. Now, silence is part of my life. In the midst of daily affairs, the silence is with me. It's like being snuggled with a book on a rainy day, except you are at work. Silence brings us to a state of being humble and full of gratitude towards life. Wow, I'm alive. Something truly magical is keeping me alive. Behind my breath lies the answer. Ponder this over. Do you want to solve this riddle? You have a piece of this glorious puzzle. You are the universe. You just don't know it. I personally love the idea of dragons. Mind you, not the concept of Western dragons. In the West, we have ideas that dragons hoard wealth and gold. If you come near them, you will be toast. I really don't know who came up with that idea. It seems to me pretty lame. I think the person who came up with this idea wants to hoard their gold. In the West, dragons were frightful creatures. They would invade villages and kill everyone. They would take away livestock. These stories are still depicted today in our fiction novels. Yet, in the East, dragons represented wisdom and knowledge. They represented love and compassion. They are man's best friends, especially for children. When a dragon would fly over a village, it would land in a field, and all the children would run into it. They would stroke the dragon. Occasionally, the dragon would take them for a ride in the sky. The parents would be concerned for their safety. The dragons loved children and would never hurt them. The dragons taught the children consideration for all. They taught the children the mysteries of the universe. They taught kindness, compassion, wisdom, patience, tolerance, forgiveness. The great mystery schools were started by them. They were the true ambassadors of God. They helped humanity to look inside for their answers. They were wise beyond any understanding we have. Imagine being alive for thousands of years and studying the great mysteries of the universe. They loved to meditate and ponder life. They would love to give riddles to the children. You could say Zen koans came from the dragons. The children learn how to meditate and tap into the silence. From this place, the unspoken answer to the riddle would drift up to the surface. The dragons would look at the child and grin with delight. No words were spoken. The dragon could see the answer sparkling in their eyes. These were the golden era for man. Man and dragons were best friends. Being trained by dragons as children when they grew up, as their best friend was still around. Imagine generation after generation being taught and trained by these great masters. It would be like the Christ was still alive today and teaching the children today the great mysteries. How grand would that be? Did you know that dragons do exist? They exist in your mind. They have never left us. It's like you are the universe, yet you don't know it. It's as simple as that. We really have a hard time believing in fantasy. Our culture really is put off by it. Yes, we have fantasy movies. But somehow, along the way, we were told we were young the following. Stop your daydreaming. Stop living in a fantasy world. Slowly, day by day, we forgot our true essence. The vast universe of dragons was forgotten. We slowly severed the tie to their world. We slowly learned to hoard our gold. Wars were a way to teach a lesson to our foes. Yet our foes wanted the same thing. We forgot how to compromise. The dragons were great with that. They taught the children the artful way of compromise. They taught them to see through the eyes of the person or country. From that space, unity arises to the surface. Then each party would bow and bend to the occasion. Unity existed throughout the land. So ponder this over. Come fly with your inner dragons. Many people say that living a spiritual path is not very practical. They say you will lose out on life. You can never have a good time. You lose your sense of humor and fun. You are a prude. You sacrifice your life for nothing. You live your life like a monk. You waste your life meditating. You think too much. You're trying to convert people. Yet, this path is simple. The main goal is to be fully alive. We're living on the surface of the vast ocean of life. A spiritual path guides one to dive deep into the great mysteries of life. It's not a sacrifice. True happiness is not giving up anything. Well, maybe it is if you consider giving up anger. Kindness, compassion, love, patience, tolerance. These are the gifts you discover when you are truly alive. The man discovers great wisdom when he is truly alive. It's funny and sad at the same time. We truly think we know all the answers. We think we know ourselves. Yet, our attention is always focused externally. No wonder our mind wags its tail like a dog in that state of mind. Sometimes we get angry or put off when we talk about the journey inside. We seem to have no interest in the mysteries of life that are hidden inside. Many people get confused by the words religion and spirituality. Don't try to convert me. I have my religion. I don't believe in God. Yet, we all believe I'm alive. A spiritual person tries to solve that mystery. No more, no less. This journey is fun and humorous. It's exciting. It's never boring. As a kid, I would get bored a lot. My mind would get bored. Yet I haven't completely overcome that. I have traveled millions of miles since. They say to conquer your mind is the most difficult thing in the universe. Yet, I'm well on my way. I'm not being boastful. I'm just seeing the benefits of being truly alive. It's amazing that you can be truly happy wherever you go. Happiness follows you because wherever you go, happiness goes. I often ponder why we like to be in the winds of the hurricane of the mind. Do we really like confusion and frustration? We are born to live in the center of the hurricane. Big difference. Maybe people probably thinks that this is not real. This is made up. Well, ponder this over. The proof is in the pudding. Discover your true nature of being alive. Young Galileo, pointing his telescope towards the stars. What was in his young mind? He went against the concepts of his time. During this age, scientists in the church believed that the sun and the planets revolved around the earth. Galileo and some scientists before, such as Copernicus, believed the earth and the planets revolved around the sun. Galileo was the first scientist to use the telescope to prove his theory. Yet, why does man hold on so tightly to his ideas and beliefs? The Catholic Church and the Pope himself couldn't believe Galileo. They said he was a heretic. How dare you challenge this idea that the sun and the planets revolve around the earth? Who do you think you are? Imagine being tried by the Inquisition. They found him guilty and placed him under house arrest. Fortunately, they didn't kill him. Yet, he spent the rest of his life in house arrest. Today, Galileo is known as the father of the following: father of observatory astronomy, father of modern physics, father of the scientific method, father of science. All I can say is, wow. Imagine Galileo also studied and mastered the following: astronomy, physics, engineer, philosophy, mathematician. He was, in my eyes, a genius. He was way ahead of his time. Isn't it amazing we don't want man to challenge our way of thinking? Man at times loves living in the box. It's a comfort zone. You don't want to learn anything new or be challenged. If someone has something to say that is different, we get angry. How many innocent people got killed in the Inquisition? To be honest, I probably would have died back then from what I'm saying today. Just think, Christ died on the cross. Yet the Inquisition killed millions of people who believed in Christ in a different way. What do you think Christ would say? He would shake his head and probably have tears of compassion flowing from his eyes. Look, this adventure of life is all about discovering the mysteries of life. We should be grateful when we meet someone who has a different idea or concept of life. I was fortunate to be brought up in a household that accepted all ideas in life. Till today, I still love to hear life stories from people all around the world. Imagine, today we have telescopes scattered throughout the universe. We are looking for the mysteries of life. Why do we sow the seeds of doubt? Maybe we were brought up in a world where we were taught we weren't good enough. You are a born sinner. Christ died for your sins. I have many Catholic friends. Most of them believe that they will be sent to purgatory. Purgatory is a state between heaven and hell. My wife once believed this at just 10 years old, this concept. Can you imagine the innocence of a 10-year-old being fed this? Why do we make humans feel insecure? We take away the spark inside. I have come to a conclusion. Man judges, God doesn't. Man says there is an angry God. God is never angry. God is the love which created the universe. God does not know anger. Man does. You are not a born sinner. You came directly from God. Therefore, you are not born a sinner. Now you can miss the mark. You will make mistakes. That's the only way to grow. Yet God does not judge you on this journey. You have free will. Yet, with this free will, what are we doing with it? Which path are we walking on? Do we try to pull the weeds of doubt inside of our own garden? There are negative weeds everywhere. My advice, start slow. Buy the best weed whacker you can find and chop down the inner weeds. You will feel a tremendous amount of relief. Plow your inner soil. Start planting the following seeds in your garden: hope, love, compassion, gratitude, patience, tolerance, kindness, trust, wisdom, forgiveness. Water these seeds daily. Pay attention to them. Speak from your heart and mind. Hesitate before you speak. Stop and ask yourself, is this putting gasoline on the fire? If it is, don't say it. Try to put water on the fire. You have no enemies. You just think you do. Christ did not see enemies. He saw the goodness of man. No matter what a person has done, God is keeping them alive. You are a piece of the puzzle. You can solve this mystery. You can turn your weeds into a precious garden. Wow, it's another incredible day. It's early in the morning. The birds are still asleep. I'm totally awake. My soul is on fire. That's a good thing, grin. I love to sit still and listen. From my inner being, words float to the surface. It's an incredible feeling. Love and compassion for all. Kindness is in the air. It's like taking a shower of bliss. It helps cleanse the mind. I like the word brainwash. Many moons ago, I met an Indian who really didn't understand the word. For him, the word wasn't a negative thing. For him, he said, yes, the brain needs to be cleansed every day. You clean your external body, why not clean your mind? That made perfect sense. Since then, I've daily washed my mind. These poems are a way to help cleanse the mind. In India, they have an expression, tell me who you have company with, and I'll tell you who you are. If you keep company with gang members, you are probably a member of a gang. If you keep company with surfers, you are probably a surfer. If you keep company with drug users, you are probably a drug user. If you keep company with people who love to party, you probably love to party. Well, I love to be in the company of truth. I love to be in the company of God. These poems hopefully are a reflection of it. These poems remind me of my true nature. It's like tapping into a well within and drinking at the same time. A spiritual path is a practical path. The older I get, I see how practical it is. In each and every moment, we can be aware of what is keeping us alive. We can tap into the essence of life. We understand and experience the source of life. Nobody gets a free ride. Life will throw you curveballs. That's how we grow. This life is not stagnant like a mossy pond. Life is like a river flowing towards the sea. It is constantly changing. The more we tune into the source of life, we begin to understand some basic laws. We understand that each and every moment is unique. You can't hold on to the past or future. All you truly have is this moment. Good things and bad things will happen to you. Live in the center of the hurricane. If you don't, the winds of the mind will cause you suffering. The mind wags its tail when you only look outside of yourself. The mind gets anxious when you start to look inside of yourself for answers. The great masters have said, just like you go to a dog school to train your mind, you must go to the inner school to train your mind. The mind is your friend, yet it must be trained. When the mind gets trained, these are the practical results. Mind you, day by day, you are growing. Yet here's a simple list. Kindness to all, love and compassion, patience, tolerance, wisdom, nothing to prove, smile, humbleness, and on and on and on. How about learning how to hesitate at the right time? Now at times, you need to hesitate. Have you ever taken off on a huge wave? You can't hesitate. You must be totally committed. Yet, if someone is speaking to you in anger, it's wise to hesitate before speaking. You can either put gasoline on the fire or place water on the fire. Most people rush in and say whatever comes to their mind and place gasoline on the fire. A wise man will ponder and hesitate for a second. This hesitation and pondering, even just for a second, will allow water to be thrown on the fire. We can learn in each and every moment to behave in ways we never dreamed of. You are already kind. You are already wise. You're already full of love and compassion. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Wow.